Naked Shamanism. Welcome to With Insights Radio. I'm your host, Iggy Garcia. I will take you on a journey across the universe through shamanism, metaphysical, and holistic. So sit back and relax and enjoy the show. Okay. Welcome to the show. Hopefully this goes well. Hopefully this kind of goes in the direction I want it to go. Knowing it's a full moon today and a lot's going on, so as many of you know, I've posted a lot of stuff today and feeling my emotions and stuff. So I'm going to take off my bracelets. I'm going to take off all things that I consider attachments of sorts and things that kind of connect me to certain things. My beads connect me to my shamanic path. My watch is part of the 3D world where I try to monitor my health. Let me take these headphones off real quick. I'm going to take off my necklace, shamanic necklace. Take off my cross and communion tab because I was raised Catholic, for those of you who don't know that. And take off my shirt because, you know, if you guys didn't know that, this show is called The Naked Shaman. Okay? If it weirds you out, I apologize. I'm not trying to weird anybody out. And these are the kind of things that you have to do sometimes. You have to kind of let go and strip down and let go of all that stuff that holds you down and connects you to. So taking off everything. So some of you will know that I am talking to you in the nude. Hopefully that doesn't offend anybody. Hopefully no one gets too upset about that. But I'm going to keep it real. This is the show, the Naked Shaman. Iggy Garcia Live, episode 110. It has no name yet because I don't know which direction this show is going to go. Some things will stay the same. I will light a candle. Give thanks to my ancestors. Give thanks to the people who come before me, the people who I miss dearly, the people I love. And just letting go. You know, sometimes you have to let go of those things that hold you back. It could be a shirt, it could be a bead, it can be anything. So it could be your belief system, your old belief system. So I'm going to ask, you know, my parents and my grandparents and everybody who wants to come in and help me with this show and channel with me and work with me and just help guide me to the place I need to be. So I'm lighting this candle for them, giving them thanks and honoring them. Without them, I would not be here. Even if I hated them with every ounce of my body, which I don't, but if I did, I would still have to give them thanks. Or I guess I could curse them, I guess, if I wanted to. But I'm not going to do that because that's not where my energy's at. But I have friends who don't like their parents, and I totally get it. But without them, you're not here. So thanks, guys. Thank you, grandmas, grandpas, all the deep core stuff that we have to work on. You and I have to go into some deep healing because I'm at this place in this juncture and moment in time because of all the things that I've been taught and all the things that I've learned and all the things that I have come in contact with the people who raised me and the people who raised my parents and the people who raised their parents and the people who raised their parents and the people who raised their parents. And all that energy just keeps flowing down and trickling down and moving through one generation to the next generation and the next generation and the next generation to the point where we have moved that energy so deep into our core that we think we are an individual. We think that we are somebody, but we are actually a accumulation a composite, a story, a painting, a book of many people before us, things that we can't even express, can't even explain. And you know what? This candle, I hold it high, and I ask that God, the universe, whatever, in my case, it's going to be God, because that's what I believe in. God, I believe in the universe, I believe in God, is to help heal those wounds of my ancestors in this moment in time, to help me see life in a way that is positive, in a way that is refreshing, in a way that it can be. And I know in my little world, I can create some things, and then some things other people create around me, and I have to move and ebb and flow with that. But I'm going to ask for forgiveness. I'm going to ask God to help forgive my family, my ancestors, my mom, my dad, and everybody who has come before me of their wrongdoings. And also, I want God to acknowledge their good doings, the things that they did really well, the things that they brought to the universe, that they brought to their lives and their communities, and the things that they created that I will never know, and the things that they probably did with their families, and good or bad. I ask God, and I ask the universe, and I ask all those energies that can help heal those wounds, those deep, bitter, trapped wounds within my body, within my spirit, within my soul, within the spirit and soul of my children, who, you know, carry some of my genetic code, and some of those memories and some of those things. I ask spirit, I ask great spirit, I ask God, I ask the universe to help us heal, to help them and the Diotis, to help the Garcias heal, to help, you know, the Lapsleys, the Von Lemkes, and all my family members, to help us heal, to bring us into this moment in time, to help us open our heart. And I'm doing this publicly because this is the type of ceremony that we should do. If we're powerful enough to want to cast spells upon people and do harm to them, we're just as powerful to create goodness and love and abundance in people's lives, and hope that they will change. And if we don't see the change in them, it's because we still have change to do. And it's just obvious that I have a lot of change still to do. I still have a lot of work to do on myself. I still have a lot of uncovering and discovering of who I truly am. Even as a 53-year-old man, I still have a lot of work to do. I still have a lot of stuff that I have to navigate through. There's some things I will never understand, because that's just part of my makeup and part of who I am, and part of who the universe compiled and put together and created. But I know that the universe and God has put me in this moment in time, in this present moment, to be here in 2020, in 2020, for some specific reason. And, you know, maybe that reason is just to be witness to all the things that I'm seeing, and all the things that I'm experiencing, and all the things that are happening right now. Maybe that's all Spirit and God wants me to do. And maybe Spirit wants me to speak. Maybe Spirit wants me to do something that I haven't quite done yet. I don't know. I don't really know, but I know the answers will come little by little, time by time. These things will make themselves known. I by no means know that I am not a perfect person, and I don't even strive to be perfect. I strive to be a peaceful person. I strive to be a good-hearted man, a funny guy, a loving person to my family, my friends, and everybody that I come in contact with. So I hold this candle up for everything, all the wrongs that were done in the world by my ancestors. I want to light this candle, and I want to hold this candle for the Spaniards that came here, my people, part of my heritage, when they came with their conquests, with their horses, and when they came with their guns, and they killed the indigenous people of these lands. I want to ask God to forgive them, forgive us for what we did, even though we were here, because I carry some of that resentment. I carry some of that anger, because I'm also an indigenous person. I'm also a native of South America. I also have indigenous blood. I have native blood. of the people of Peru. And those people are angry too. Those people are frustrated. Those people are Carrie, my European side, raped and pillaged people. And I'm not saying that it didn't happen on the native side, but I just ask for forgiveness. I ask for forgiveness right now, because right now I want my family to heal. I want my roots to heal so I can bear better fruit into the future. So I ask God, I pray to God, and I say, I raise this candle and I hold testimony, and I hold ceremony right now. And I say, dear Spirit, help us. Help us to do better. Help us to do what we need to do to make this a better place for us to enjoy and to live. Because right now we're going through some really difficult times. We're going through some very hard moments as a society, as a group of people. You know, we've been put into a situation where we have to, we have to find our way again. You know, we've lost our way. We've lost our way in some capacity, and I don't know what capacity that is, but we've gotten to this place where I don't recognize us to some degree. I don't know what I'm looking at sometimes. And I want to believe that we are good. The humans are good people, but I know that that's a half truth. That's a half truth, that half of us struggle with different ways of seeing life and looking at the world differently. And the things that I've witnessed here right now as a human being has been very strange. It's been very different for me. And that's okay. I mean, that's how we learn. But what I've been witnessing is just a lot of fear. You know, even for me, you know, I've felt the fear. There's been a lot of fear. And we come from fear, you know, then that we just attract more fear. And I know that I've been guilty of it because I've been angry and I've been frustrated because I've seen things and I've witnessed things, and I'm not sure, sometimes I'm not sure which direction to move. And that's honesty, and that's me being truthful. This is me being upfront with you and letting you know, as much as the work that I do in the metaphysical community, the holistic community, I'm also a human being. I'm a person who makes mistakes, who makes errors, but tries to get back on the right path and tries to find his way. I know it's not easy, and I know that I'll find my way. Right now, I'm just a little bit, you know, surprised about a lot of things. And I'm surprised about a lot of things, you know, how things have played out. I thought we were moving in a better direction. I thought, here we are. Now have this common situation, which is called COVID-19, for example. We have this common thing where we can actually go into a certain place and come out differently. And I know some of us have. I've come out differently too, and I come out with different thinking too. I've come out with some of the blinders coming off my face, thinking that everything's okay. And the biggest part, you know, when you see this and you witness this, it can be really hard. I have friends in my metaphysical community who have invited me to come and do ceremonies to, you know, punish politicians and, you know, people who are against whatever, and send them bad juju. And this is a true story. And I'm thinking to myself, the fuck's that? Why would you do that? I mean, I don't understand. See, this is what I don't get. We're coming to an awakening. We're coming to an enlightened place. Is that enlightenment? Is that awakening where we're going to do harm to other people? If that is, then I don't want to be awake and I don't want to be enlightened. Okay, because you know what? That's not my awakening enlightenment. Listen, if you want to do harm to somebody and send spells to them and hurt them, don't even bother to call me. Don't even send me a message. Because if you're that powerful and you have that much energy and you have that much strength and you have that much connection with the universe, then send them love, man. Send them a positive vibe. Change their heart. Send them energy to change their heart and to see things differently. We're so easy to criticize and destroy and bring down. I am too. I have those moments where, I just angry. But to actually say that this is what we're going to do because you don't like something or you don't like, shift it in prayer, shift it with your heart, shift it with the kindness in your spirit and your soul. That's where true, okay, power comes from. When you don't have to be angry, when you don't have to be upset about it. But to put spells and to hurt people, and to say that we're going to hold this ceremony so we can do this to that person. No, man. Don't even talk to me about it. You can be my friends, but you know what? Don't even bring that up to me because I will not participate in that kind of crap. My students know very well that I don't even do spells for people who want to fall in love and do all kinds of crazy. I don't do that because that's what you put out, you get back. So if you put out what you put out, onefold, you get back tenfold. So be careful what you put out. Be careful what you wish for because you will get it smacked right in the mouth. Okay. And if you don't like what I'm talking about, then, push the button, move on to the next thing, watch something else. I'm here to just let you know where I'm at because some of you asked me how I'm doing and some days are good and some days are bad. It's good to be here. And I do believe that. But sometimes it's good to be here to talk about things. I know right now we have a lot of protesting going on in major cities. And rightfully so, because the stuff that went down with this police officer, and a lot of people think it's fake. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, you've been watching too much freaking TV. Okay, this is not fake. This is years and years of oppression, and this is years of people who haven't learned also how to move out of the oppression because they're being oppressed by the same people who oppress them. We're still in the same system. All these people are upset and pissed off and burning the things down. I understand. But there's also people inside that group because I was downtown one time last week and I watched people breaking windows. You saw my video. This young man's busting out a window. People tried to stop him. Before I started filming, people were in his face telling him to stop, and he was getting really mean to them. Eventually, he broke the window. You saw the video. He broke a hole right through the window. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, what did that solve? Didn't really solve anything. Just a window broken, give another guy. But it happened. Regardless, for some reason, he had to break the window and he broke the window and that was it. And then I watched everybody else peacefully. And then, it's just a whole mixed bag of people down there. There were some peaceful protesters and then there were some people who just didn't care about anybody, about nobody. Okay. I'll tell you right now, they didn't care about nobody. It was about them just being destructive. Okay. And you may disagree with me and you may agree with me. You may say, well, they're just pissed off because white man's kept them down all this year. Well, this is probably true. I'm a Latino man. I'm a half European man. I'm not putting down anybody. But there was a lot of people who went down there to cause problems. I'll tell you the truth. I'll be honest with you. Okay. I don't know where they came from. They went down there and they caused problems. But there was people down there who were trying to do the right thing. And I commend those people who are trying to do the right thing. But eventually those people who do the right thing have to leave because the people who do the wrong thing take over the space. But this is the light and shadow sides of our world. This is the light and shadow sides of what's happening to us. Okay. So today I'm at work and I have a client telling me, these stupid ends, are breaking, destroying everything downtown, all hard work, because he's white. And they're just, this is the kind of stuff that I run into being in the 3D world working as a contractor. I run into some crazy stuff and some crazy conversations. And I'm thinking to myself, am I really having this conversation? Is this person, they're trying to talk to you, And I'm going, do you not understand what's going on? And they're like, hey, I'm oppressed too. I'm Irish. And you know what? I was a slave too. And the English were doing this and that. And I understand that. So it's like it never ends. Like it'll never stop because everybody thinks that their thing is more important than their thing. You know, so this is the kind of stuff that I was witnessing. And listen, I have nothing against being Mexican, because I'm not Mexican. But, you know, for the last week and a half, people have called me Mexican. Oh, that's a Mexican name. You know, I don't know if they're just dumb or just don't really think about what they're going to say. I am actually Peruvian. You know, I have to say, hey, I'm Peruvian. It's like a whole different person, the whole different nationality. That's what happens when we label ourselves. We get labeled into these things. We're all human beings, but not everybody's there. You know, I've been really, and this has been good, because working outside of the holistic realm that I usually work in, not being able to drum, not being able to do some of the things that I do, I had to step back into the arena a little bit of, you know, working out in the general public. But, you know, nobody's really afraid. You know, I notice when I go to the lower middle income class people, they wear masks. Okay, they were like all freaked out. Then when I go to the rich homes that we do sometimes, you know, working on some of their gutters and stuff, and they don't care. They don't care. They're just maskless. And I'm telling you this because this is my observation. Okay, so I'm sharing this with you because I want you to see how the world is from the eyes of a contractor. I'm a contractor, and I see this, and I'm witnessing this, and I'm being called these names by neighbors and people, and they don't even know me. You want to know why I'm upset, why I'm mad, and why I'm posting that? Because they just assumed that I was a certain race. They just assumed that I'm this way. They just lumped me in a category, okay, with everybody. They didn't have a regard. They didn't even have a regard to even get to know me. They didn't even take the chance. They didn't even take the time to say, who are you? No, just get the job done, blah, 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 and we're going to say whatever we say. All right? So, but that's what happens. Now, I pray for all the families and everybody who's lost their lives over the years. And I'm talking about white, black, Asian, doesn't matter. But, you know, right now, this man, in my opinion, was executed. This is an execution. I don't care what anybody tells me. I don't care what anybody tries to place in front of me that it was planned and that this is that. And they show me a picture of this guy. It doesn't look like that guy who's in jail and blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter. And some people have told me that this guy's, how do you know he's even dead? And I'm thinking to myself, I'm going, wow. I'm going to believe, you know, it's kind of like people who don't believe the COVID virus even was real. There are people out there who don't believe it is. You know, now with everything going on, it makes you wonder about anything. You know, I don't even know what to believe anymore sometimes. Now we're all protesting, we're all hand in hand, and so much for the virus, so much for that thing. Are you kind of following where I'm going? Hopefully I'm not rambling here, because it sounds like I'm rambling a little bit. But this is the mind of Iggy. This is Iggy Garcia Live, and I'm just sharing the feelings that are in my heart right now. Another thing's in my heart, for example, and I posted this, and I will speak about what I posted, because I don't want you to think that I'm not. I want you to know that what I posted. I'm saying Biden, for example. Okay, all right. We'll start with him. Biden. Okay, he was accused of something. Oh, but Me Too just totally dropped to act like no big deal. Listen, if you're going to be a movement of supporting people, and you're going to be there and you're going to stand behind people, you know, stand behind them, or don't exist. Okay, don't be wishy-washy. Don't be flaky. Okay, if a woman says that she was groped and touched and molested by this guy, follow up, do this thing, you know, and get it over with. But don't act, oh, he's my friend, you know. I'm sorry, but that's bullshit. Okay, and if you don't agree with me, well, I'm really sorry, because you know what? That's the problem. That's the problem, is we select who we think we should like. No, listen, if I did that crap to somebody, I'd be in freaking jail. Okay, all right. If I was, Me Too, be all over my ass. All right. Now, Trump, we don't need to talk about him. That guy, he does his own damage. Now, there's many of you who don't like him, and that's fine, fair. I don't like or dislike the guy. I can care less. Okay. The thing I know about him is, you want him to change, He ain't going to change, but you can send good love and energy to his kids, his family, to him, you know, maybe if that's where your heart's at. Maybe that's not where your heart's at. My heart is. I pray for that guy. I pray that he does the right thing. I pray that he makes the right decision, because you know what? Every time I turn around, he's making the stupidest decision. And some of us, you know, going, that red Cheeto guy, you know, blah, blah, blah. Okay, he's a red Cheeto. Fine. What does that solve? Okay, you call him a Cheeto. Pray for that guy, man. If you can. If you have room in there. If you have room to pray for that kind of guy. Because those are the kind of people we need to pray for. All right? Because those people are our leaders. If we don't pray for our leaders, then who are we going to pray for? Listen, anybody who wants to be president should be president. But no one will do it because, you know, everybody's afraid. Get involved. Get involved. Now, Black Lives Matters. They have a legitimate cause. They say what they say. They believe what they do. In any group, you're going to find people who are militant. You're going to find people who just have a different agenda. It's just how it is. In the drum circles, I have people who come in there just to go to disrupt my circle. They come in there and they bang on the drum. They go off beat because they don't want to drum like I drum. So I know what it's like. I get it. Black Lives Matter are important. Now, you say all lives matter. That is true. I get it. But that's not the point. The point is, what they're trying to say is we've been fucked for 400 years. Plus, maybe. We've been screwed over. Now, does that justify to go and burn things down? Well, you can protest, but then they go a little farther. Does that justify it? I can't justify that, but I understand why it happened. I get why that is going on. Because it's all that pent-up energy, that tied-up minds. That's why we prayed in the beginning of the show. That's why we prayed for my ancestors who helped cause all this crap, who helped bring all this shit into the world. Okay? Now, my job is to try to heal it. You want to heal it? Well, then you have to ask for forgiveness for those people. Because you don't know those people. You don't know if they were good or bad. You don't know if your ancestors were good or bad. You only know the stories that you've been told by them. But your ancestors, okay, and my ancestors, we did a lot of bad shit. They did a lot of bad shit. And then all those things genetically, spiritually pass through us, into us. If you don't believe that, do a little research about it. Okay? Those miasms move through us. Those energies move through us. Now, you know, I posted a lot of stuff, you know, today, that the world is blind and that the world is turning a blind eye. There are people who don't care about you. There are people who don't care about anybody. And that's where we need to understand. There are people who care less. They think you are a number, and that's it. Enjoy being 6639, whatever. And if you don't think you have a number, you have a social security number. If you don't think you have a number, you have an ID, and it has your number on it. It follows you through life. So yeah, you have a number. You are numbered. You are a number. I am a number. And that's what we're worth. We're worth a number on our back. Okay, that's how things move in this world. All right. Now, what's going to happen next? I don't know what's going to happen next. I have no clue. But I just know that I'm watching the protests, and they look like they're calming down here in Columbus a little bit. This weekend will be a deciding factor on that. But it looks like some people are understanding. Are the police pretending, acting? Have the police hurt people? I've heard that people have asked for the chief of police in Columbus to resign. You know, and I'm quite baffled by that. Maybe I missed something. I don't know. Maybe I've missed. But you know, people are people, and people will do things. You want to start, you want to change, you want to make changes in the world. Not changes, because everybody always corrects me when I say change. Is changes. You want to make changes? Well, the changes start with us. We, you and me, are the changes. Not some political guy up in the White House, the State House, whatever house you got. That's not where changes occur. That's where changes get indoctrinated, and then they're moved through. Where changes happen is here in your heart. And when these people come out, when we go out and protest, when we go and we do things, we change things in our heart. All right. That's how things change. That's how things move into a new order. When baby don't cry, baby don't eat. Here, so what you're witnessing right now is baby is crying because baby needs to eat. Baby wants things to be different. And you know, I have a lot of friends, personal friends, who've used the N-word, and you know what? And I've just pretty much stepped away from those folks temporarily until maybe they figure out that, you know, I don't really don't want nothing to do with them, because they just have a lack of regard, disrespect. You know, it makes me wonder what they say about me and how they picture me in the process. You know, and you know, there's a lot of us here on this planet. You know, I'm gonna be blatant, and I'm gonna be upfront. There's gonna be changes, but don't get too happy. I don't think that things are gonna be. It may be in our lifetime we're not going to see the dramatic changes. We'll see some really powerful ones, but we're not going to see a lot of huge things, because it's just going to be so masked over. Because politicians try to keep their job, they're worried about this and that, and they want to fill their coffers with money. That's the truth, man. They want to stay in power as much as they can, and you know what? They're going to help whoever helps them. So, I don't know. If some of you ask me what's wrong with me, there's nothing really truly wrong with me. I'm just pissed off. Today's a full moon. Maybe that's the reason. Maybe I got a little more brazen and ballsy to speak my mind. I'm the first one to tell you if I'm wrong or right. I'm the first person to tell you that I agree or disagree. Sometimes, you know, one day I may think this way, and another day I might come back and go, oh, okay, thank you. And I appreciate that. You made me see things clear, because you know what? I was kind of going in that direction because I was kind of led in that direction. And I was seeing the information flowing that way. You know, we can change our minds and our opinions of things. And we don't have to pick a team. We don't have to pick team Democrat, team Republican, and well, we got to go with this guys. Well, I'm this guy. Pick the right person, man. Pick the right individual that's going to represent you. And if you don't see the right individual that represents you, then you step into the arena. You step into the power. You step into the light. You step into running for office. I ran for office. Many of you don't know that. I ran for office twice, U.S. Congress. And I ran because I wanted to make a difference. But I was a young person, didn't quite understand the game. And, you know, I got screwed over. They know how to move you out. But that you have to play. If you don't play, you'll never get anything moving. You know? But now as human beings, we're trying to find our way again. You know, it's obviously the one thing that was disgusting me was the countdown that the media had about how many people have died of COVID. Oh, the countdown is so. And then now we don't even see the countdown. It's not even important. It wasn't even important back then. You know, we beat up our friends because one friend wore a mask and one friend didn't wear a mask. And then in private, we'd complain because our friends said we wore a mask. And blah, blah, you know, it's just ridiculous. And now we're protesting. Some of us here and some of us believe that these protesters are stupid, and that what's happening downtown is a destruction of property. And I rightfully believe that. But you know what? It's happening. It's happening because we aren't thinking outside the box, because we're still thinking like our old way, because we're still thinking that things are okay. Things are not okay. There are a segment of our population that's very unhappy. Okay. This election that's coming is going to be very interesting. Okay. And I don't know how it's going to go. I can't see it. It's very unpredictable right now for me. I can't see the vision. Some of you can say, oh, no, Trump's going to lose. Oh, no, Biden's going to win. Oh, no, Trump's going to win. Oh, no, Biden. No, I think it's going to be kind of strange. It's going to be very, wait for the ride, because we're not out of the woods yet. We're not out of the woods yet. By any means are we not out of the woods yet. Because if you believe the numbers and the things about COVID, it's going to happen. And then you're going to find out. You're going to find out if COVID was real. You're going to find out here how true this virus thing was. Because everybody who's been protesting has been around people, and they've probably been sick. There should be a huge number in the next 2-3 weeks, next month, of a lot of people probably getting very, very sick and dying. You're going to see it should spike up like nobody's business. If technically it was supposed to be, if we were supposed to be in isolation and separated, you're going to watch. Mark my words on that. Two things are going to happen. Nothing, very minute increase, or it's going to shoot up like nobody's business. Okay. So this will be the test of what really is going on. Okay. And you'll figure out if we've been duped, because I don't know if we've been duped or not. I'm trying to believe that, the people who are smarter than me and know things more about certain things have my back. But I'll find out. I will find out, like all of you, on this episode of whatever it is we're watching or participating in. If this virus, but you know what they're going to say? Oh, well, the herd immunity saved everybody. We all have created herd immunity, and that's why you didn't see an increase in spike. Oh, thank God that we protested, because we saved the world. You watch that. They'll use that shit on you too. Okay. And that's not a conspiracy theory. That's just me thinking. Okay. How would I, if I was a politician, how would I think? How would I spin this? How would the spin doctors spin this? Okay. How would they make it to their benefit? How would they make it look like, okay, nobody died of COVID. Not a lot of people died of COVID, and they were all protesting. They were all out there in the world. And this is on just about every state. Okay. So you're going to see some things, and it's going to blow your mind. But you know what? It's all about money, man. They want the NBA back. They want the NFL back. OSU's football wants to participate. Everybody wants their things. Rightfully so, because that's part of how we've been raised and conditioned and live. But you watch, you mark my words. Two things happen. There's going to be a huge increase. It's going to happen, or there's going to be nothing. You'll have just the right numbers, the same. But everybody's gonna say, "Oh, but we flatlined. We beat the curve, back in May 1st. Yeah, we're gonna be safe. Oh yeah, you know. I don't know. Right now, there's just a lot going on, and you know what? As an empathic person, I've learned over the years how to push that and give it back and send it back to the people who are feeling that energy. But when there's this many people feeling and processing and moving energy and feeling whatever they're feeling, you can't help but not feel it. Some of you must be feeling what I'm feeling. It's just the push on you, and that feeling of whatever's going on. I mean, right now, energetically, I can sense, my neighbors' feelings. They can sense my feeling, I can sense the people downtown Columbus. I don't know. That's just me, but I can feel it because energetically we're all connected. Every single human being on this planet is connected to each other in one way or another. You're my neighbor. We have interaction. My interaction, I say something positive, it moves that energy into the world. I say something negative, it moves that energy into the world. Okay. But right now we're all my relations. We all come from the same source. We all come from spirit. We all come from, the universe. Every single one of us. But we're all very unique. We're all very special in our little, our way of life. We're all very alike, and we're all very different at the same time, because we are all made up from the same cosmic energy, the same cosmic love, and the same cosmic frustration. So all the things that you feel and all the things that you experience, it's out there too. The universe carries that. It's all because it's everything. If you're happy, the universe is happy. If you're sad, the universe is sad. Because it's part of it. It's part of us. It's because it is. You can't have it if it doesn't already exist before that. But as human beings, we try to do our best, and I hope that we can move into a better place. I hope to feel more positive about humanity and the ideas that we can do better. Because some days I get really I get really trapped in my own thinking about where we're going to go from here. what's next, you know? Everybody's, not everybody, I don't want to say everybody, because not everybody here is angry, not everybody's up here frustrated, but there are a lot of frustrated people. You have friends who are frustrated. You could be frustrated. And some of you are probably having the greatest time of your life. You're doing pretty good and you're enjoying it. But all I want to say is let's encourage to move in a better place and better light, because right now, even Iggy Garcia is having a struggle with what's happening, because I have friends from on both sides of the fence, how they see the world. Some of my friends see it this way and some of my friends see it that way. And there's no happy medium. There's no in between. There's no common ground to agree. And I think that's what frustrates me. Iggy, what do you think? Oh yeah, Iggy, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, well, you know, and then Iggy, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, well, you know, I see your side and I see your side and I get it. But it doesn't mean that I'm totally in agreement with you and I'm not totally in agreement with you. You know, it's just one of those things. I don't understand. But I'm that type of person who will tell you what I'm thinking. And sometimes that gets me in trouble. It doesn't get me in trouble because it makes me a bad person. It just gets me in trouble because then, you know, not everybody's in agreement with me. And, you know, and I don't like to lose friends because they don't agree with me. Because because I think different and experience the world differently doesn't mean we can't be friends. It just means that Iggy sees it differently. You see it differently. We all experience it differently. Because if we don't experience it in our own way and through our own eyes and through our own heart, because it gets up here, and if it works its way, it gets here. Or if it gets here, it works its way up here. These two things that we call heart and brain, you know, they have their own independent way of moving us. And hopefully I got a little bit of what I was thinking, my message across to you, and kind of get you to that place where you understand what I'm posting. I try not to post things like too out far left base, but sometimes, damn it, you just get really pissed off about stuff. And you know what? There's no other way to express it by just freaking saying it. Piddling around the bush and trying to be politically correct to everybody and let everybody, and try not to hurt anybody's feelings doesn't help anybody. Okay. I find when I try to be neutral, and sometimes it's okay, but sometimes you got to say, you know what, this is how I see it. And you know what, if you don't agree with me, but I'm going to let you know how I feel it. And then you kind of gives you an opportunity to open up a dialogue with me and say, oh, okay, yeah, I see how you feel, Iggy. Have you ever looked at it like this? Because some people tell me that. And some people just go, boom, Iggy, you're wrong, man, you're wrong. No, you can't. It can't be that way. Well, maybe it can't be, but for me, it can be. I have a lot of hope for humanity. I have a lot of hope for our society. I have a lot of hope for our future. The future is only marked by how we create it in this present moment, because we can't go into the future until we have create the moment and make it the best we can for our children. Because every moment we step into, we age, we get older, and we should be getting wiser. We should be moving into our place of heart energy, you know, where we share with people, you know, because what was on loan to our ancestors and people before us have left us with a mess. What are we going to leave our children? What are we going to leave our kids? What are we going to leave the people who come next? You know, 20, 30 years that's at best I got. Maybe 10, 15. I'm 53. There's no guarantee I live to tomorrow. But statistically, it says I can make it to 70 or 80, and that's a good life. And it's not very long. It's really not that long. And the biggest thing that I will miss most about life is being part of it, being involved in it, flowing with it, sharing with it, talking with you, talking with the trees, talking with the animals, talking with my grandkids, my family, you know? That's what I will miss about life when my turn comes to leave this plane of existence. One day I will leave. I will never die. I know that. But the version that you see right now will not exist. I will become in another incarnation one day, as you will too. And I hope that incarnation that lives through my children and my grandkids and their grandkids and those that come before that really understand that somebody in their lineage really wanted to make a difference in the world. It really wanted to step out of all normalcy and help make this a better planet, because that's all I ever wanted to do. Even as a kid, I wanted to be able to just make a difference in people's lives. My life, everybody that I touch, I give everybody a chance. And my business partner, he sometimes when I work with him, he doesn't understand that, but then he's starting to get it, that you got to give people a chance. And then they're the ones that burn their bridge with you. They're the ones that cause issue. But my whole goal at some point in my life shifted where I wanted to help humanity and however I can. And sometimes I get frustrated because I don't feel like I can help. And I'm just like everybody here. I want to help and I want to be involved. And sometimes you have to speak the nakedness and the truth of how you feel in your heart. Because if you don't feel what's in your heart and what you're going through, then the other person doesn't have the courage to share their story. They don't have the courage to move into that energy. And I find when I can say it in a tactful way, and it doesn't have to be rude. It doesn't have to be nasty. It doesn't have to be, ugly. It doesn't have to be, combative. You can say your point, be a little stern. Some of you know that some days I'm really puppy and peppy and drumming, and having a great time. But right now, the world is in dear need of a lot of hugs and loves. We've been deprived of that. I don't even know the last time I hugged anybody, where you needed to like connect with humanity. Maybe that's why I went downtown that last week to just get a hug, but nobody was hugging. Everybody was just screaming and yelling. That's what they needed to do. My friend David and Adriana and Mary and I, we do our peace walk once a year. We go down there and we hold up our signs and give peace a chance and blah blah blah. We get more middle fingers and more derogatory things than you could ever imagine. And it's really sad because at one side of the whole month, and I'm not saying that it's a bad thing, but people do show up. But you would think there would be like a massive group of people would say, hey, you know what? The only way we give peace a chance is if we have peace in our hearts. If we take the leap to give peace that movement, that push. But anyhow, this is where I'm at, guys. Just feeling the energies of the full moon today. That's my excuse. It's good to be here. But I get emotional, man. I'm one of those guys that cry, when I feel it, when I'm feeling that energy. I'll be the first one to shed tears, man. And I'm shedding tears because I can feel people's angst. I can feel that hope that people want, that people are looking for, and they want to be heard, and they're not being heard. And this is on both sides, not just the protesters. This is also people who are in silence and won't share how they truly feel. But we're gonna drum, we're gonna have fun, and just be ready to drum, because when I'm drumming, it's gonna be crazy. And it's time. It's also a time for me to adjust too, because I've had to cancel everything. Things have been canceled. All the things that I have put together have been canceled. But now that it sounds like it's really not a big deal, it's kind of maybe time to do the healing circle again, the energy circle. So maybe tomorrow we go down to Griggs Reservoir down there. There's a little stage there where we can do something. maybe we'll get together and drum. Maybe we'll go down there maybe around noon or something. And maybe those of you who can make it out, come and drum with me. So those of you who are here, you want to drum, tell your friends. I'm not going to post it because I'm going to post it the last minute. Okay. So I'm going to say that tomorrow at noon at Riggs Reservoir, right off of Fishing Gear in 33. There's you go down the ramp, you turn left, and there's a little pavilion or stage made out of rocks. I'm going to drum tomorrow at noon. So those of you who want to drum with me, join me, come on down. Let's drum and have fun with that. But I think I've said everything that I felt in my heart that I needed to say, and shared the things that I needed to share. And I know it's not always easy to share what's in our heart because, you know, you're not sure how it's going to come out, how it's going to be taken, or maybe you're afraid that, you know, nobody wants to be rejected. Nobody wants to feel, you know, ostracized because of their feelings and their emotions. But just know there's always going to be a critic in the group. There's just always going to be somebody who doesn't agree with you. And that's okay. That's all right. Because you probably don't agree with them, obviously, because they don't agree with you. But just know that humanity can do better if we do better. Each of us do better. Each of us do our part in this game called life. But with that, I just want to say thanks everybody for tuning in, and thanks for being here with me and sharing your feelings, your hearts, and your emotions. And I know I've been kind of quiet, but I've had my reasons, probably to build up to this moment today, to feel that what I need to feel. And some days, you know, it's just about observing, and some days it's just about being where you need to be in your space, in your heart, and not always have to be front and center and showing, you know. Sometimes you have to pull yourself out of the hole. You know, sometimes you have to work through your magic, you know, and work through the energy that you need to create for yourself so you can move through it. And that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm working through my magic and through my energy to move me through. Anyhow, guys, you have a beautiful, beautiful night. You guys take care of yourselves. Namaste. Ho'oponopono. It's good to be here. Irisikwi. Matakuyasin. Aho. And all the things that you're in alignment with. I want you guys just to have a great, great, powerful evening, powerful weekend. You know, like I say hi, keep smiling, even if they don't say hi and smile. Just remind people that there's somebody out there who thinks you deserve to be here. And I think everybody just needs a reminder that you're important, you know. We're a little speck in the universe, but a powerful speck we are, you know, and that's who we are. Very powerful, magical speck. All right, guys. Peace and love. And I would love to see you guys and share your stories. And if you can drum with me tomorrow at noon, I'll be there. Peace out, guys. Take care. Have a good night.